Hi, today I want to talk about improving Mycroft music playing skills. You can call me Mike Boombox. Why? Because I love building boomboxes. This is the latest prototype with 3.5-inch full range drivers, passive radiator in the front and back, 5.25-inch subwoofer downfiring, a good amplifier with a lot of tone controls, line in jack, and a headphone jack. Let's look under the cover. We want this boombox to be smart enough to be able to play music by voice. So how do you do that? You put a Raspberry Pi computer on board, and on top of that you put a digital to audio converter, so you got high quality audio coming out, going into the amplifier. You got a USB drive with MP3 files or song files on it. We got a micro SD card with Linux and Mycroft and Emby and all sorts of software on it. We've got a big power supply for the amplifier and a small power supply for the Raspberry Pi. So what's the environment real quick? Raspberry Pi, I found 4 gig of memory is the minimum. The amplifier claims 200 watts out. We're putting about 120, maybe 110 watts in. It's loud enough. I find the Hi-Fi Berry DAC Plus Pro a good sweet spot. It's about 45 bucks. The audio comes for free. We got the latest Mycroft, Emby, and Python. It's not running Docker or not running in a virtual environment. So here's the diagram. What is Mycroft? Mycroft is an open source personal voice assistant focused on privacy, and the Emby server is a media server doing audio and video, but of course we're just focusing on audio. So what happens when I say, hey Mycroft, hey Mycroft, play track Stressed Out.
Give me a moment to check for that.
Okay, I'm going to turn it up a little so. All right. Hey Mycroft. I'm going to stop it this way. We got to work on barge in. Okay. So we'll go back here. So what happened? I gave it the wake word, and it's always listening, and it woke up and started recording what I said. I said 4 words, and they were converted from speech to text, and that's called an utterance, and sent to the intent parser. And the intent parser says, what do I do with this request? I have a lot of skills. It looks like a music request, so I know Emby's a music skill, so I'll send it to Emby. Emby gets the request and figures out what to do with it, and requests from the Emby server that the song Stressed Out be played. And Emby server has files locally, or it can have files on the internet, has libraries, and it finds the requested track and converts it and sends it to the audio system, which sends it to the speakers, which goes to your ear. All right, I highlight Mycroft and Emby client in green because those are actually Python classes and subclasses that we're going to look at. All right. So what is the current versus the desired? Why am I talking about this today? I contend that music playing is the #1 use of personal voice assistants. It may be close second behind general question answering, but it's really important that sound music playing is of high quality. So the common Mycroft playback control skill, the word play is overloaded. It's used for more than just music, but when this skill says this must be music, it sends it to Emby. The original Emby syntax, you had to suffix everything with from Emby. That was before the common playback skill. But we want a more robust vocabulary. So what I've been working on has all of the aspects in orange added. Different keywords, play random music, playlists and genres are both kind of framed out. The words are detected and stub functions are defined, but the heavy lifting hasn't been done. All right, so let's look at some possible requests. All right, I contend that all these permutations of requesting the album Abbey Road should work. And then here we get some border cases. If I say play Hey Jude, the request is both a track and an album. What do you expect? If you say play Abbey Road by the Rolling Stones, that's the wrong artist. What should happen? If you say play Down by the Seaside by Led Zeppelin, are you asking for the track Down by the artist The Seaside by Led Zeppelin? And if you say play track yesterday and they have 3 tracks all by the Beatles, what should the output be? So let's look at that. And then internationalization and genres are future work, wish list work. All right, so let's go to some code first before we go. Okay, that's not the one. And that's not the one. So sorry, bear with me. Okay, let's do this. LA asterisk.py. So we have 3 Python files. Underscore underscore init, of course, is what starts it. And then I showed you that Mycroft, which is a subclass, and Emby client is a subclass of that. And if I do check code, I wrote a little script. The current, those 3 files has 784 lines and 14 log messages. So the new code, it's about maybe 300, not even lines of code. And I've added a lot of log messages to help understand what's going on under the covers. So let's look at the underscore underscore init.py. CPS, common play skill, is where things are started. Okay. So when you subclass off the common play skill, you need at least two functions, start and match query phrase. So start just obviously starts it up. And match query phrase is doing the heavy lifting, and it passes the phrase that gets passed in, as in, play track stressed out. It passes it to parse common phrase. So let's look at vi Mycroft and search for that. Did I put that in the clipboard? Yes. Okay. So this is the code. This is the code that used to be there. I commented much of it out, and this is the new code. So the code is pretty much brute force parsing. There's probably a better way to do it, but this seems to work. All right. So first thing to check for is like a partial request, and I've done this. Like Mycroft play album. I can't remember the name of it, and then Mycroft stops recording, and if you get the request to play album, that's not enough information. All right, and let's actually try this. Hey Mycroft, play album. So we're going to go over to here, which is the console. This is okay. So you see this eye catcher, right? What would be great is if we could bubble up different utterances for Mycroft to reply with. So instead of saying I don't know how to play it, there's not enough information in the request play album. All right, let's go back here. All right, so then we search. Oh wait, yeah, we search for the word by, right? Because the music is on the left side of by and the artist is on the right side. So if we don't find by, we check for the easy ones. So this is the random music, play all my music. And then we look for genre, which is not going to have a by, and we look for playlist. So we handle them, and each of them you're going to see calls get music with an intent. Right? So get music, all music, get music, genre, or playlist. Okay. And then if we found the word by, we try to split it. Okay. And here's the example of Down by the Seaside, where if we find by twice, we're going to assume the first by is in the music. Okay. And then we go and parse album. Album or record, track or song or title, artist or band. And in the end, we're always going to call get music. So that's enough for Mycroft. Let's look at Emby client, which has get music in it. Okay, so here's the heart. Based on all of these different intents is how the music will be played, right? So we have a get album that may or may not have an artist. We have a get artist We have genre, which has to be written. Get all music, random music, that's working. Get playlist has to be written. Get track, and get unknown music, right? Unknown music, if I say play Abbey Road, we don't know if it's a track, an artist, or an album. All right, so enough on the code. That's just a very quick look at the code. Let's try some of those border cases. So I have them right here on my cheat sheet. So play album Abbey Road. So this is all the keywords possible, and I'm pretty sure this does not work today. And again, like I said, I added a lot of diagnostics, so there's a lot going on. You see, okay, and it's playing. All right, so I added a lot of diagnostics. You can see this is the crux of, those are the songs, the 16 or 17 songs of Abbey Road, and it's the integer identifier or key on this library. All right, let's look at another border case. Play Abbey Road by the Rolling Stones. What should happen? And let's see what happens.
Give me a moment to check for that.
Okay. So what happens is it does play it, but again, the ability to bubble more information up. So Mycroft, like you notice, Mycroft did not say anything. It just started playing Abbey Road. But I contend that's what it should do, is play Abbey Road. But before it does, it should say, playing album Abbey Road by the Beatles, not by the Rolling Stones. And then the user is happy, right? He gets the music that he wanted. And it's like, oh yeah, I knew Abbey Road was not by the Rolling Stones. So we'll do one more border case, play track yesterday.
Just a second.
Okay, and this says, let me stop it. Hold on. Okay, so if I have 3 copies of Yesterday on 3 different albums, and the skill randomly selected one of the 3. Actually, let's try. It would play a different one, and it would give you the information, give the user the information of what track, what album this version came from. Okay, so in summary, a boombox can be smart enough to play music by voice, or it can be a general purpose computer with great sound. Linux, Mycroft, and Emby, and all the other open source are great, and they enable music to be played by voice. Mycroft is a great free personal assistant and focused on privacy. Can the Emby skill be improved? This is my first prototype. I'm new at this, but I did fork the code and put it up on GitHub. This is the first time I've forked, so if you want, you can pull down those 3 files and replace them and give it a try. So, and I say, the power of open source. So that's all I have. I hope you enjoyed it.